Okay, and we are getting the ready ups. We are moving on to high orbit as they are goofing with each other. Our first ever, uh, uh, hmm, first ever uh, casters playing. Uh, okay, and we are starting the game up. And this is Team FAG needs to take 2 wins here as they're coming out of the loser bracket. Team FS only needs to do this once. So if they can pull it off, this will be the end of it. And it looks like FS Mute is going in as Terran this time. He is going to go ahead and change that over. Um, so we're going to go ahead and announce the spawning in the top is going to be Team FAG, which is on the left array list in the orange, and on the right in the pink is IVD, HK Rob, and Team FS in the bottom is going to be our Terran in the red, FS Mutilus, and in the bottom left our yellow Protoss, SCA Edge, as we are going on high orbit here. We do have destructible rocks that can give back doors. We do have rocks that can break to take gold. So we'll see how they utilize this and whether or not we're going to see any cheese play or if this one's going to go straight up as the scout from SCA Edge is coming up first. He is going to double check up here in the right looking for a fast expansion. He wants to kind of keep a patrol pattern over here looking for an expansion time. We do have the HK Rob watching the breakable rocks here, and as our first barracks is working its way out, we have got gas started over, gas cancel off for HK Rob. I'm switching over to a pool first. And we've got array list just watching this probe, which is just in a pattern at this point to look for expansions. But you never know. You want to watch out for that forward pylon. We are seeing gas going down over here for FS Mutilus. We're going double gas over here for Edge. Both pools are started up. One's a little bit ahead of the other for both these players, so they are getting their pools up. And we're going to see if they're going to be ready for some early detection this time to handle any DT play that might be going in, because we are on a double gas start out from Edge here, so we're going to see what he's going for as he's going in to put his cybernetics down next. And then we are seeing our first 4 lings come out for HK Rob, working their way out. The first couple coming out for array list. And here goes Array coming over. He wants this expansion. It's time for him to have to battle for it. And we are probably going to see a pylon drop. We're going to see. So far he's going to go ahead and bring a couple lings with him as well. It's going to force him away so that he can get that started. He's going to pylon block the other side, but at this point he's going to be forced to cancel this off. There's too many lings coming out. And no, it was not canceled. It was just taken. And that allows HK Rob to get his expansion going as well. Edge did put the pylon right next to the destructible rock so that he can watch his side. We've got overlords watching the whole right side from HK Rob, giving him good vision of anything trying to come down the side. And we are seeing a Stargate coming out, and 2 Reapers on their way as well. So we should expect a Reaper rush here, and double Stargate pulling on the flip side. This is going to be, we're going to see how good these Reapers can do. It should have been spotted. Is he going to be able to pull to it as the first Reaper is ready to leap? It has went over several overlords in the way. The Queen should be able to take it out by itself if it's handled right. Does have the speed. There's a couple lings there, and he does fall without being able to do any damage there. And here comes 2 more that are actually deciding to come back. And Phoenix number 1 on its way as more Reapers are working their way out. And it looks like he's going to get factory, possibly just for the Reaper's speed. We will see. It looks like HK Rob is going to go ahead and start working on taking down the rocks, and now they're coming over, and we do see a Ray List putting down a spine because he does know that these are coming. Oh, workers are getting picked off in the transfer, and we do have 2 Reapers over here. No queen out yet. There was the cancel off just in time. As they're chasing around some workers here, we've only got 2 lings out at this point. Here's a queen. Here comes more lings. This should be able to clean this up. Lings are falling, and we've got 1 Reaper down. Now we've got 2 queens up at this point, and then lings following them down. So we've got, and they're going to walk into the 3rd Reaper. And so here are the Reapers, which are microing quite well, keeping these lings from doing much damage. We still got 3 Reapers just sitting here at this point, and here comes Phoenixes, which are going to come pick these queens up and really hurt. So we've got the Reaper Phoenix build. The Reapers are not coming in with it. It looks like they're going to start by just taking the queen first. So queen up for HK Rob is falling. Queen for a Ray List falling. And at this point, some spines are going down. Some blue flames are working their way out. We are getting 3 Overlord pick off right now. As we see, a Ray List is not quite, but about he is now supply block. Going to pick up another queen here, taking another queen out real fast, and then going to get an Overlord to boot. And on the flip side of that, we are seeing some rocks trying to be taken down by both HK Rob and Array, as the Reapers are in base trying to pop down, pop up. These Phoenixes are doing some serious harassment at this point. Here comes the Hellions. Blue Flames on its way. Neither one of them are able to take their way back up to be able to deal with these Blue Flames or the Phoenixes yet. And because here they come again, picking off another Overlord. And did get some shots on there. We got 2 queens here. They are going to be able to do a double pickup if they want. At this point, we have got more Hellions coming out. Blue Flame almost finished up as they are circling around to these lings right now. And here comes the Hellions. They're ready to come try to clean it up. They're microing around. That's all. Now Blue Flame is out, but we do have a few of them in. Are they going to be able to deal with the mineral line at all? Looks like almost every single one of them were lifted, so they're unable to do anything at this point. More queens coming out, more lings coming out. It looks like they're going to try to run through one more time over here. They're going to try to shut down, they're trying to power down the air at this point, but each one's getting picked up. Here comes the next collection. He's not going to be able to pick all of these up. So they're trying to power down the air at this point. There's not going to be enough. Air is powered down. Here comes some Hellions back in to try to deal with it. They're trying to reverse to do some supply block back. Blue Flames are being quite painful as more lings are being picked up along the way. They did power down the forge though. So we have got a couple power downs going on. It's going to slow some things down. And then we are seeing yet another group ready to roll back in, but here comes the Blue Flames. They're trying to get into a hidden spot, so they're not seeing the Blue Flames are going out. Looks like they're going to try to sneak in behind. The Blue Flames and Phoenixes have moved out of space now. Wait a minute, the Phoenixes are able to check this out, and now we've got Blue Flames going on queens. All queens are being pulled here, trying to get these roach warrants out. At the same time, this Phoenix harass is able to do an amazing job so far. HK Rob does have some Zerglings sitting over in the corner. These Phoenixes are just getting free reads on everything, just going around picking off Overlord, picking up Zerglings right now, and just killing them off as they go. So this has been really powerful for him. HK Rob did lose those crows that are sitting in the corner. Going for more queens, more Overlords there, but here comes the 3 queens picked up this time. 1 down, 2 down, 3 down, all of them down, and they're turning around and supply blocking around that in just a moment, as he's just getting free shots here and there, staying perfectly out of range. These Phoenixes are just not being dealt with, as that is seriously supply blocking HK Rob, trying to get some roaches out. At this point, you know, they have nothing to really deal with the air. The blue flames are coming in here at the expansions, working on queens. Queens are trying to transfuse and pull back. These expansions are getting hit so hard they can't. You know, HK Rob's not having anything else he can bring out. They are pushing hard. Here comes the roaches to help in with the fight, trying to go ahead and be able to clean this up if he can. And there we go. They've got that cleaned up. On the flip side, we have got Phoenixes picking up more things still. At this point, they've got nothing that they can do with to get them back into the air quick enough to be able to handle this. HK Rob still supply blocked, and a Ray List is keeping himself kind of blocked off. And here we go. They are working. Oh, there's a cannon coming up. HK Rob is going to go ahead and try to take that down. Cannon down, and he is working now on trying to take down the supply. One supply does fall. There's still lots of trying to get the second supply down to put these areas down again. Blue flames are going to shut it down after that, but they are able to get the air down temporarily again. They've got to make some sort of a maneuver to deal with these Phoenixes, or they're going to, like right now, the Roach is being picked up. I mean, he is just getting a chance to just run around and make more and more of these and just supply block his way out. Now we're finally getting into a position that they're putting enough spores down that they can't do much about it. And here we go on an attack on some SCVs here that were just sitting out in the open. They do see the Thors against the Blue Flame. Very tech heavy over here on the right side, but we got blocked off with cannons over here as well. Another Overlord falling for HK Rob, which is, he's not supply blocked on this one. And here we got the Blue Flames coming in. The Roaches and Lings are trying to counter this. They're going to try to push on this, see what they can do. They are pulling these back, and then there's the Thors in the mix as well. And then here they come. GG is thrown, and that is going to go ahead and put out HK Rob and FS
replay saved.
And a Ray List out on that one. So that is going to give an undefeated line to FS Mute oh, his opponent, can't remember his name. Sorry. But the team of Firestone is going to go ahead and take this. Let me report the match here, and that is going to put Firestone over Team Raging Boner. And I'm going to see if either one of these are available for a post-game interview. I am going to try to go ahead and I am pulling this in.
Good games, yay!
Good games, yay! Oh man!
And I'm bringing Mike in for a caster's ending. I would bring in his teammate, but his teammate only speaks Korean. So he couldn't speak much anyway, so I'm calling Mike in right now. If you could put it. Alright, I've got Mike, FS Mutalist, HK Rob, and a Ray List all on here. Post-game recap here, guys.
Finger hurts like a son of a bitch.
What was it that Raging Boner Fags needed to do to stop that ridiculous Phoenix harass with the Blue Flames and the Thors? What did the Fags need to do?
We should have picked up the Zerg, man. The double Zerg. What's the better idea?
They needed,
What, investor?
definitely needed. If you saw, like, how many, like, Hellions I got, one of you guys definitely should have went, like, mass roaches and just stop making
Head
lings.
roaches, though. We didn't have any.
Yeah.
We didn't have any
We
money.
didn't have
We
any
didn't
money
have-
at all.
Yeah,
Like, we were just shut down.
FS, one
From the
thing
very
that I think you missed
beginning.
is that the whole game, all they could make was overlords again and again and again and more queens because they were getting picked up by threes, so they couldn't even get back up.
So many phoenixes that I had like 4 queens at my main. They all got picked up and killed at one time.
Yeah.
At one.
Yeah. And you shut down his air twice, and he still kept pulling back.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think the main thing was just scouting, because if you guys scouted that, you would have been more prepared. You could have moved your overlords back into your main, gotten more spores. So, like, just scouting.
Just saying. I'm saying we should have 14-14 right off the bat. I'm just saying.
It wouldn't have worked.
We should done our terror rush thing again. It would have worked.
Yeah, exactly. Our
Nah.
Now,
That's-
now
Ten-
HK Rob, on the first Reaper coming through, he ran under a couple overseers, but it did not seem like you really caught it until the last second. Did you miss that?
No, I saw it. I told Marcus about it in the middle of while it was on its way. I saw it leave the base. That's why I dropped down the spine immediately and started pumping out lings.
Yeah. I was surprised to see the Reapers going up, and then when I saw air coming out from Arena, I believe his name was
Edge.
Edge, excuse me. Yeah.
Just call him Edge.
From Edge, I was thinking, oh man, he's going air, and then when I started seeing these Phoenixes, I was like, oh no, this is going to end bad. And
That was
you
such
know,
a troll game. Like
We were scared of
they
voiders
just
as
trolled
well.
us. Yeah, they just trolled us.
Yeah, we were just trying to make sure we couldn't build any workers, because we knew, like, anything besides roaches and lings would kill us. So, like, if you can't build workers, you can't get tagged, and then...
Yeah. So.
yeah, you know, I would like to, man, I'd like to watch the replay and see how many total queens and overlords were actually made, because every time they would find that ball of them and I'd just watch y'all be from like 20 supply available to 20 supply blocked, and I was like, oh god, this has to hurt, you know.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I think that was the biggest key. Like, we couldn't make anything.
Yeah. Now going back to the game before that, you know,
When I got stung by bees.
yeah, during the bee stinging incident.
That's
Yeah,
so bad.
Yeah, Team FAG sent them to your house, I believe. You know,
Oh, you did.
That's it.
bee stinging. The game before that, the double zerg, y'all were able to take both the golds, push off DTs, Archons, and tanks, and y'all had absolute map control on that, even though they had DTs out there really quick. That game had to feel good, right?
What prompted you to put up this spores? Like, do you just always...
He was on one base, and they didn't do anything. So we like, let's make. So I was like, all right, I make Evershame. I put down one spore in each base in case they're DTs.
Yeah, I would be kind of sketched out, too, if that happened.
I pretty much went into that like we were sitting here like, okay, our 14-14 didn't work. Our Banley Bust wasn't working. I was like, you know, obviously the people who are playing in this tournament are a little bit like the other two teams are, you know, a little bit better at 2v2 than a majority of the people that we come across in 2v2. So we're kind of like, okay, well, let's try something. Let's switch up and try something else. And we went for like a 15-14-14, which is a pretty standard timing that I use for in ZBZ. Only the thing is, like, we go into the map, and the number one thing that we get is, where the hell are we supposed to expand? So I was like, I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to gold. and Marcus took the other base. And so, pretty much, like, when we saw the one base, we were like, okay, something's up, something's a little fishy. We wanted to prepare for...
Yeah, and then it was a proxy pylon hit, and that was, like, also...
Yeah, that was when Marcus is like, yeah, DQs.
Yeah,
They
never actually scouted that goal the whole game. I watched the vision. They had no idea of either goal that you guys took.
In fact,
They just got you a map hack and got a million wings out.
Yeah, that's it.
When you were going to scout and his pro was chasing you, it almost got vision, but it turned around to go look. And then when it took that high ground pylon, which I didn't even realize was there, but that was like a beautiful location. Dark Shrine finished up while you were chewing it down, and I was like, is he going to be able to warp one in? And he chose not to. I
Yeah,
think the
too
time
much
might have been there to get one in on that high ground, but that's literally when the Dark Shrine was finishing up right when you and your Overlord just happened to just be moving along and like, holy shit, look at that, you know. But in
It's
hindsight,
over,
that's
man.
that's an epic high ground warp in spot on that map, which I don't know these 2v2 maps all that well.
I'm also two maps of bullshit.
I don't hardly play. I don't play 2v2. So.
Yeah, me neither. I had no idea, man.
uh,
All I know is
Ah.
cheese works 90% of the games. That's all I know.
Yeah.
90% of the games.
And speaking of which, let's go back and review one more for FS over here. 6-pull proxy.
Oh yeah.
Barbaric
Oh,
build.
that was a
What
fun
was-
game to watch.
Man, that was the cheese of all
Yeah.
cheese games.
He just like, so these kids are kind of bad. Do you just want to like cheese them? I'm like, yeah, sure. We get in the game. He's like, go help, go for a 14. I'm like, screw that, 6-pull. And then he's like, alright, I can work off this. He's like, alright, I'm gonna get fast Hellions. And then I'm like, wait, even better, get a proxy lax. He's like, wait, I think you're on to something.
That was pretty because all this action was going on. All this action was going on in whose base was it? It was Dine, wasn't it? Dine's
Yeah.
It was
base.
the-
Yeah,
in
it was
the
all this
Protoss
action
base.
going on the Protoss base, and then next thing we know, like the Marcus is like somebody's attacking the Terran base, and look over like what?
Did you guys happen to catch his APM that last game?
Nah,
No.
Oh, he just told me that his APM maxed out at 800
dang.
with his Phoenix control. Since his sensitivity's at like 150% on his mouse plus 100% on his StarCraft settings, he said each click gave him like 20 APM.
Wow,
What the fuck?
Well,
that's wow.
That was really weird that we never did get the brackets to show up correctly, which is really strange. But luckily, I could go in and take a look at just the match lineup on the matchups and be able to push that out. But that does end it up with FS taking first, Team FAG taking second, and EPC taking third in our casters only, except for one Korean player who...
Except for one Korean player, but he's Korean,
Yeah.
so he can be in whatever tournament he wants.
Yeah, exactly. Now, FS, can you take him?
oh yeah, I just beat him like 2-0, I think, today.
Mm.
Because he goes like a bio ball.
Are you guys practice partners?
He's on my team, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Now, Team FAG, when y'all practice partner, do y'all play the game StarCraft, or how do you practice on Team FAG?
Well, you know, first thing we do is we find. Well, okay, Marcus likes to find pictures of Hitler.
That's always a good way to start.
That's the way he starts his practice. I generally grab tea, and
Well, that does
Then we
relax
sit- then we sit-
sensitive areas.
then we sit down and play Mafia.
No,
We do, man. That's what we do.
now, are the Hitler photos considered foreplay for Team FAG, or is that just a warm up technique? I'm just, you know.
Yeah, it's kind of foreplay. These weeks we warmed up, we're ready.
Yeah. Right on. So there's nothing like a Hitler raging boner to start your StarCraft day out.
So
And
bad. My God.
now, FS, have you noticed as well? HK told me about this today. I didn't notice it because I've only got to play a couple ladders today. That they went ahead. They have the new Tal'Darim in the map pool right now with the rocks moved off the third. Have you seen that today?
No.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's nice. Oh, it's
You know how
so
they're,
nice.
you know, that's one of the changes for next season, but
Yeah.
it's actually in the map pool right now. Like he played on it today, and there was no rocks on the third.
Oh, it's nice.
which means
yes,
all Zergs can finally unblock that map and start playing it again.
I didn't even have it blocked, but
I didn't have it blocked, but I mean, either way, I mean, it makes the map so much nicer for Zerg.
well, I just went 2 base 9 this every game. Didn't care what matchup, I just win it.
Yeah, but now you can actually take your third.
Yeah, I'm still gonna 9 this every game. Like,
2 base Nidus. Why? Why not?
Yeah. It's a lot faster than running all the way over there, you know.
Yeah. It's like, why travel by foot when you can travel by worm? You don't want to be eaten and then puke.
Yeah.
Like,
Now, Team FAG, how do you feel about traveling by worm?
Is this a trick question?
It's a good question, you know. Are either of y'all worm fans in general?
I mean, I just see the one movie that like killed a bunch of them.
You know that one. Oh, wait, you know, when I think about traveling by worm, it kind of reminds me of like the deep, dark recesses of you know, like squirmy, tight knit, you know, tubes. And I just said I don't like to do Nidus. I don't like to do Nidus a lot. Like my thing with my thing with Nidus is like, okay, you can do a Nidus and yeah, it'll work some of the time, but most of the time I'm dealing. I mean, I guess maybe it's just the league that I'm in, but most of the time I'm dealing with armies right at my front a lot of the time. So to separate my army off and use them as a Nidus, it's very rare that I actually get an opportunity to do that and it actually be worth it in the end. Most of the time, if I do something like that, I just do a run by with Lings, which I know you guys have seen me do quite a few times.
Yeah. Like one thing is like if the army is right outside your door and you have the Nidus finished and you have vision in the back of the base, but you can't separate your army. Try just like throwing them off. Like set it up, have like I don't know, like one infestor and like 3 loaches, send them in, like fungal the SCVs and run away. That way like you can draw the APM somewhere else and then you can engage the main army with them not being prepared. And if they are prepared, then you just kill like all the economy.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. A little expensive, but it's not a bad idea.
It's like if you already have the army, it's just like separating 4 loaches and an infestor.
Yeah.
But have you ever done the 4 Nidus style?
The what?
4 Nidus style?
4 Nidus?
Yeah. You know how they come out in 1s?
Yeah.
Well, if you get 4 Nidus worms, they come out in 4s.
Alright.
So you max out on Lings, and at 12 minutes, you go and max Ling with 4 Niduses, and then you win.
Hmm.
I did that against Protoss on Belshire Beach. That map is so good.
Belshire Beach. Belshire Beach, yeah, that's not in the map pool though, so... It's
No,
not
but it's been a bunch of tournaments.
Is it still? It's still used?
Yeah. RPL, MLG, GSL.
I like that map. Was it pulled off because of golds? Is that why?
No, it was pulled off because of balance issues. Because they always thought it was like Zerg imbalance because it's all open engagements.
Yeah, but it doesn't... It works well for turn, too.
No, because like usually there's like a clip that your tanks can get on. That way you can have like a better siege tank line. But there's none. And Banshee is almost impossible to get like more than one.
So we have a map that was removed that was not because of Zerg complaining.
Yeah.
Quite interesting there.
Well, I gotta go because I have school in like 7 hours.
Right.
So, peace, guys.
Thank you so much.
I gotta go
Alrighty.
change the name of the team so that we can actually make it the official IVD team. It's not gonna be Team FAG anymore. Though that was a great name.
For those of y'all still watching, we do appreciate y'all coming out and watching the casters compete in a 2v2 tournament. Follow us on Facebook. Go to IVDYogiTime.com. Hit the like button. You'll get notified when we have events. so you don't have to come check the schedule page. Feel free to click one of those links. Only one, please, because we do not want to get in trouble for over-clicking. And if you're interested in casting, joining the casting team, we added 2 new today. You're always welcome to send us some info, as we are continuing to grow this, since we cast every single game, every single tournament, and we have not put next week's tournaments on there yet, but we will. So sometime in the next day or so, I will go ahead and get those taken care of, and we will have it going. And until next time, I'm out. Any last minute words from y'all?
No, not really.
Nope.